Hello students, today we are going to discuss about a transistor. In this chapter we are discussing about semiconductors, right? We have learned about diode. Another important invention because of the use of semiconductor is transistor. First transistor was called as bipolar junction transistor or BJT. It was a very great invention. Now we are going to see what is a transistor or what are the different types of transistors. Transistor is nothing but it's a three-terminal device, three-terminal semiconductor device, which is having a three-doped region. So let's see how transistor is formed. As I said, it will be having three doped region, but we have learned about only two types of extrinsic semiconductor, that is N-type semiconductor and P-type semiconductor. Then how it can happen, like for a transistor there will be three doped region. Let's see. We can dope a region like this, a transistor like this. NPN is one transistor and PNP is another transistor, which means here we can see P is sandwiched between two N-type semiconductors. Here N is sandwiched between two P-type semiconductors, and all the three region or all the three types of semiconductor is heavily doped. So these are the two main semiconductors. Basically, another thing which I have told is it is a three-terminal device. So a transistor will be having three terminal. So let's see, the first terminal of a transistor is called as base. So now I am showing you how we can draw a transistor diagrammatically. Then we will be having a emitter as well as a collector. So this is the emitter and this will be the collector. So these are the three main regions of what a transistor: base, emitter and collector. Now let's see what is base, what is emitter, what is collector, and what are the use of these three terminals in a transistor. So as we were discussing about a transistor, I told you that there are three main terminals of a transistor, that is base, emitter as well as a collector. So now let's see what are these three terminals. Okay, so base is a region of a transistor which is very lightly doped. Emitter is a region which is heavily doped, and collector is a region which is moderately doped. Now the next thing is, base is very thin, emitter is very moderate in size, and collector is very large in size. So base acts as a neutral point which supplies the electrons for the current flow. Emitter supplies the majority carriers for the current to flow, and collector will be collecting the majority charge carriers which is emitted by the emitter. As the name suggests, base is nothing but it will be neutral, and emitter is nothing but emitter will be emitting the majority charge carriers, and collector is nothing but it will be collecting the majority charge carriers. For example, if in a NPN transistor we know which will be the majority charge carriers. The majority charge carriers will be electrons, right? Because it is like this, the P junction wherein the majority charge carriers will be holes. Holes is sandwiched between two N-type semiconductors wherein the majority charge carriers is electron. So here emitter will be one side, one end region will be emitter and the other end region will be collector. So the emitter will be supplying the majority charge carriers or emitting the majority charge carriers, and collector will be collecting the majority charge carriers for a proper conductivity. This is all about transistor.